Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklarbro Country, the virus edition, a.k.a. the Panty Pods.
A.K.A. Two Bros, No Garden Hosts.
I gotta go to Hutta, man.
A.K.A. Two Jews, No Harm and Killabrews.
A.k.a. two comics on Zoom not talking to the back of the room.
All right.
A.k.a. Tales of the Fraught Who Need a Top-Notch Attorney, brought to you by the Dodge Journey. There you go.
There you go.
A.k.a. He had another really good one. A.k.a. the boys shout out each story in front of Amy and her employee. They're not back there today, but they are. They've been here, and we're here. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, we made it through another week. I cannot believe it. There's crazy stuff happening all around the world. The world is literally on fire, and we are trying our best to at least give you a second to just breathe. You can face it all after you do this. We're gonna get. This is the food that gives you the regeneration.
Let us give you strength.
All right. Word to the wise. Let's start right off and say, get a law degree in Florida.
Yeah, because if you do that, you're invincible. You can basically do anything.
You're above the law, or so you think. You're above the law. The idea that certain people feel like they're above the law, it's really something that's kind of taken germ in the last 3 years.
Now,
I wonder,
where has that
come from?
How
where
did
people
we
believe
get
that they're above the laws of our land?
I guess it just coincidentally materialized starting November 2016.
Certain rules don't apply to some people.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to pinpoint where that originated.
But the good news is it's catching on.
Yeah.
So
catching on. So now people who aren't close to our dummy president can actually think that they're above the law too, and
when it happens in Florida, it's like that on steroids.
That times 10, yeah.
50.
So here we go. Deputies in Monroe County, Florida, say that an attorney led them on a high-speed chase before name-dropping celebrities and demanding pizza.
You know that they were like, put attorney in there at the top. We need everyone to know that that's who she is. They didn't say a woman. They didn't say a Monroe County woman. They're like, an attorney did this.
So this attorney definitely thought that if she could outrun the cops. If she could, she's in the clear.
Yeah, she knows the law. If they can't catch up to you, then
charges will be dropped.
If you touch home base,
is that on the Florida bar test?
I don't know. It should be.
I can't.
And is it the bar exam or the bar test?
That's just a test.
The bar exam is like, how many shots can you do at the bar without and then drive home?
The Florida bar exam at a bar, at a Ricky T's. Okay.
What the hell else would be on the Florida bar exam? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. If you slept 3 nights, you now own the place. Maybe that's a rule in
These
Florida's
are new laws that are on the Florida bar exam.
Like if you ride 60 miles on the hood of a truck,
you get the title of the truck.
Your name goes on the title of that truck.
If you embrace an alligator, that alligator can be covered under your health insurance.
Right?
Maybe. I don't know.
If you punch someone, if they ask you to wear a mask and get away with it, you're fine.
Yeah, if you get away with it,
There's
no law broken.
If you get stopped, then you're in trouble.
The world is your toilet if you are on spring break. That's a
Florida
given.
law. That's Florida
just a law.
That's
a loophole, a poop hole in the law.
Exactly. You can keep whatever drugs you can smuggle in your butt across the border. Anything outside of it,
you can never get a DUI if you're riding on someone's back.
Whatever happens in Pensacola stays in Pensacola.
That's a law. That's an actual law in Florida that is tested on the Florida bar exam.
If you take a dump in a mini golf hole, you can get away with it if you throw up in 3 other holes on the course.
Just because it's your baby doesn't mean you're responsible for it.
These are laws on the Florida bar exam.
You got to learn these if you want to be a lawyer in Florida.
Teeth can be listed as dependents on a Florida tax return.
Yeah, because most people in Florida have like 3.
When it comes to custody, possession is 30% of the battle.
What is that?
I don't know.
I don't even understand that one.
All right. It happened Monday when a deputy saw Reena Patel Sanders, 38, speeding down the US 1 in her Lexus SUV. I'm guessing listening to Taylor Swift's new album, Folklore. Full blast, right?
On
Full
10.
bore.
Yeah.
The Bon Iver song is good on that. I'm just going to say.
I'm not going to fight you on that.
According to officials on NBC2, she allegedly didn't stop when the official turned on his lights and siren. You guys, she didn't see them or hear them.
Okay, so if you don't see the siren and you don't hear them,
that's also under law. You're fine.
You're good, man.
That's their fault for not being loud enough.
Yeah, you got to turn your sirens up, dudes. I don't want to blame you guys, but come on. She's listening to Taylor Swift.
I'm assuming. The defendant led the official on a chase, but almost crashed at one point. So she did
see it.
She did see them.
Yeah.
If you're really on a chase and you almost crash, like you
don't lead someone on a chase if you don't know that you're being chased.
You don't just inadvertently lead people on chases.
You don't speed up and try to lose the person behind you if you're not aware that there's
Just
someone
for
behind
fun.
you. Yeah.
Then she fishtailed, officials said. Is there anything more Florida than that?
No.
That should be the Florida Marlins mascot, a fishtail. Literally,
like
a SUV
swerving out of control.
screeching out, tire marks.
On like a 2-lane highway.
Again, she can't claim that she didn't know that anyone was following her.
Yeah.
She cannot make that claim anymore.
Nobody wants to fishtail out of control just for the hell of it.
That's not for
some
fun.
people do. If you're 16 and you're drunk, yes.
All right. My guess is she kept singing to herself the whole time, or talking to herself.
Yeah, probably talking.
I'm gonna go this way.
I'm gonna
Now
make a left,
up here to no one. I'm gonna drive this baby. I'll fishtail out
over
here, and away we go. The deputy managed to box in her vehicle and held her at gunpoint. Was that necessary, according to the sheriff?
That feels like a little.
Now, who are we
much.
mad at? That feels like a little much. Yeah. It's Florida, and she fishtailed out. You should be able to hold her at harpoon point. Am I right?
She fishtailed.
If you had a harpoon on her, that would be better, because you probably wouldn't kill her with a harpoon unless you shot her in the face.
Right. You could lasso her down.
Another
Dan Van Kirk's thing. Throw a net on her.
Throw a net on her.
Get her tied up in a net.
Another deputy arrived.
A net with weights around the side.
Another deputy arrived at the scene to help take her out of her SUV. Authorities said officers claimed she smelled of alcohol.
Oh.
And she seemed impaired, according to the arrest report by the Miami Herald. Yeah, she was having a girls' night out alone.
Yeah, she was all the girls.
Yep, just living it up.
Just her and her crew.
And her crew being no
herself,
one.
yes.
Yeah. And you guys had to harsh on her buzz.
Yeah.
Shame on you. How many times do you think she asked the officer how old he was? Just like, like when people,
how old am I? How old are you?
Right. When people get on that one question.
How fast was that? How old
they
are
get
you?
on the one question that like they don't.
Ma'am, you need to step out of the car.
How old are you?
Ma'am,
that has nothing to do. How old are you?
Ma'am, step
when
out of the car.
When were you born?
Show me your
When's
license.
Your birthday?
Show me your license.
What's your zodiac sign?
Get out of the car.
When are you born?
I'm going to ask
how
you
old
one.
Are you?
I'm going to ask
how
you
old
one more.
Are you?
I'm going to say to you.
How old?
I'm going to ask you one more time.
Do you know how old you are?
Ma'am, you
if I was going to get you a birthday present, when would it be?
And then she's just shushing him.
How old are you? I know your age.
Are you 45? You look like you're 45.
This is her line of questioning.
Are you 45?
As a lawyer, she's making a case that will never be
45. Motion strike.
Sanders allegedly cursed to the deputies. Yeah, she's going to drop some F-bombs if she at gunpoint.
That's how you
shows
know.
You how much she doesn't understand the situation she's in.
This also tells you that she's probably white.
And got great judgment.
Yeah.
I'd want her to represent me. She's fearless, Jay.
Yes, in the face of a gun.
Then she name-dropped actors like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Owen Wilson, and Ryan Reynolds, authorities said. The Rock.
How did she drop his name? I want to know how. I bet she called him
Officer,
Johnston.
you don't understand. I'm friends with The Rock.
James the Rock
Johnston.
James the Rock
James the Rock Johnston is not his name. All right? And
it's Dwayne the Rock Johnson. It's James the Rock Johnston. That's who I know.
I'm friends with The Rock. You guys, I'm friends. All right.
I am friends.
If I'm the cop, I want to know all this info. I'm like, how are you friends with The Rock?
Tell us about this Rock
your
connection you have,
ma'am. Tell us how you know James the Rock Johnston.
And Owen Wilson, when's the last time you were hanging out? I bet you're 45.
Why don't you give Ryan Reynolds a call and we'll see what he says about fishtailing out and leading us on a high-speed chase. I'd love to get his input, your friend Ryan Reynolds.
Like she dropped these names thinking that they're going to help her get out of this. Like that's, they'll come and they'll let you go.
Oh, you're friends with Owen Wilson.
Oh.
I love everything that he's ever done in a Wes Anderson movie. And I'm going to say this, ma'am. Ma'am. Follow me. Don't tip over, ma'am.
Are you 45?
No, ma'am. I'm a huge fan of his work in the movie Life Aquatic with Steve C. So it doesn't get the credit it deserves. I believe that the way it was shot on its own is its own character. The submarine as a character, this guy was amazing in that movie.
How old are you?
That's exactly what it is. The fact that you know famous people is all we need to hear, ma'am.
You are above the law. You were a lawyer in Florida. You know some famous
Drink
people.
as much as you want. Operate an SUV. Fishtail out. Lead people on a chase.
We're in the wrong. We apologize to you.
You say that you know Ryan Reynolds with zero proof.
Who are we to pull you over?
Who are we to pull you over at this point right now? We are sorry. We have deeply, deeply apologized to you. We wouldn't want The Rock to be on Colbert and mention
that we mistreated his dear friend.
That's right.
The woman who knows him so intimately that she calls him James the Rock Johnston.
Please, ma'am, do not get your famous friends to crap all over us on national TV.
Can we we'll drive behind you while you swerve
let us
around.
escort you home.
We'll go
ma'am.
right behind you, swerve around.
You should have led with the fact that you're friends with James the Rock Johnston.
Because now we're terrified.
She allegedly said she fled from the deputy because she was scared. Scared that she might have to drop Idris Elba's name at the drop of a hat, too.
To get out of the situation.
The story doesn't end there. Of course it doesn't
end there.
This woman alleges to know famous people. I would call her back up there just to see how she'd go on. Like, please tell us more.
This body cam footage is your Christmas party.
That's it. You're going to send this is what we're going to watch. Sanders allegedly asked when she could return to her hotel. Can I just return to my hotel?
Sure.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead, ma'am?
Jail, and then yes, you can.
Even though we smell alcohol in your breath, we can't wait to. Screw the field sobriety test.
Yeah,
we're not going to do that.
She knows Owen Wilson, so we don't need to do that.
And once people say that we are powerless to do anything, once they say that they're friends with anybody, we have no way to check. But that's the magic. That's our kryptonite.
We can't do anything.
When told she was going to jail on a, quote, litany of charges, she said, no, instead we get pizza. She said to the deputy, ma'am, you're going to have to come to jail with us. Nope, pizza.
We're going to Papa John's.
And you know that's where she wants to go to pizza, Papa John's. Why?
Because she knows Shaq.
Absolutely. I know Shaq. I know Shaq.
One time he sat on me.
This woman will not be pushed around by things like the law.
Or a gun in her face.
Right. Take me to get pizza. That's
what I need.
Are we going to get pizza or what?
This has got to be the drunkest person. She's like the drunkest person you've ever seen at a party.
That's right. She's someone who's so drunk that I'm like, I got to get out of the room that she's in because I might get a contact drunk.
No, but like that.
A contact drunk.
So when you get so drunk, you order people who are not waiters or waitresses.
Give me a pizza.
Yeah, you got to give me a pizza.
Give me a pizza. Okay.
Boo.
Give me a pizza. Like,
boo on you.
And by the way,
give me a pizza.
Someone will get her a pizza just to get her to shut up.
Yeah.
She wins. She wins in that situation.
She hung out with celebrities.
The defendant allegedly said she hung out with celebrities and belonged to a big law firm. Who is she? Elmer Fudd? I belong to a big law firm. I own a mansion and a yacht. Authorities said that she was denied medical attention, even though she initially asked for the medics and refused to take blood alcohol because she knows the law.
She's a lawyer. She knows the law.
She knows her rights. She's a lawyer at a big time law firm.
Maybe
you can't
hear her say that she was a lawyer at a big law firm.
Get her some goddamn pizza.
Now.
Sanders is charged with a felony count, each of resisting arrest of an officer, possession of drugs. She allegedly had gummy worms containing cannabis. Of course she did. Right. She also faces misdemeanor counts of reckless driving, DUI, and resisting an officer. Oh. Her big law firm is going to drop the hammer on you guys.
Yeah.
You guys don't understand how big of a law firm it is, guys.
It's so big.
And Ryan Reynolds is going to rebuke you dudes.
Yeah, bro.
So hard. You don't even know who you're messing with right now. Sanders posted $56,000 to get out of bed. Yeah. She works for a big law firm. She's got $56K just laying around.
Drop in the well.
She denied wrongdoing in a phone conversation with Law and Crime. Yeah,
Maybe she borrowed the money from Matt Damon.
And she emphatically promised to fight the charges. That's the thing. You got busted for drunk driving. There were weed gummies in your car, which I'm assuming you didn't have a medication prescription for it, or it's legal in Florida.
You can't still be drunk and high when you're doing the interview.
No.
That's the thing.
Who are you hanging out with now? Charlie Sheen? I can't keep up with you, lady. I'm innocent, she said.
No, you aren't.
And
you are not innocent.
And that's the problem, Jay.
She's guilty, and this goes back
to what we were saying. We said this a lot. The fact
people refusing to accept facts are the thing. It's an assault on facts. It's a fact. You were drunk. You were driving.
You led the police on a chase. And you fishtailed out, and you almost got an accident.
So now you're just going to say I'm innocent. You're going to say my argument to all the truth and the facts and the footage and the evidence is that you're wrong.
You're wrong, and I'm right.
And so let me try and it's your word against mine. No, it's not just their word against yours. It's the facts. It's the evidence. It's the body cam footage. It's all that they have against you. You're wrong.
I'm innocent. So she says, the Florida bar, by the way, currently says Sanders is a member in good standing who is eligible to continue to practice law. That's the Florida bar for you.
Yeah, they're not even that.
You basically have to be Jeffrey Epstein to not be able to practice Florida law. And the only reason he's not practicing Florida law is he's dead.
That's right.
He could do it if he wanted to. I know he wasn't a lawyer, but he could do it.
Look, the only bar who's less ethical, who I trust less than the Florida bar, is William Bar.
There you go. And the only bar I trust less than that is the bar at Ricky T's, one of the three. All right, there's our first story down in the books. Guys, facts are facts. Listen to them. That's what it is. We got another story coming up.
It's crazy. We got a doozy about something that happened in baseball. It's not really a sports story, but it crosses over. It's offensive. It
just happened last night. It's crazy when we're recording this, but this will drop on Monday. We hope you are back in the week having a good time. We'll see you on the other side of the break. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I want to remind everybody that we do have the live Dumb People Town, which is available. Tickets on eventbrite.com. You can go there and look up live Dumb People Town, September 26th. That's a Saturday night. Mike Birbiglia, Mike Doty, the lead singer of Soul Coughing.
We got your Saturday night plans.
We got it right here.
September. We got you covered.
And I hope you're rating and reviewing this show. We'd like for it to continue to do well. So, and tell people about it too. It's growing. We love all the people that listen to this show, and tell us how you engage with it and listen to it. Also, check us out on TikTok. We are at Sklar Brothers. On Instagram, we're at Sklar Brothers. And on Twitter, we're at Sklar Brothers. We put different things on
YouTube, it's Sklarbro Country.
That's right. Our channel. All right, let's get into this because this happened as we are recording this last night, but as this drops last week.
Okay.
Beware of the hot mic is what we're going to say.
Or don't be an awful homophobe.
Well, that's one way to look at it.
Those are the two titles.
We're going to get into this because, either way, you could have saved yourself here, but there's the deeper work that needs to be done, and we'll get into that. Or you can just be smart.
Cover-up work that you could do.
You could be smart and still be a jerk.
All right. So sports broadcasters, or longtime sports broadcasters, they're usually masters at knowing how to be on the air and how to be off the air.
Yeah.
Artie Lang did that famous bit.
About hanging with Bob Uecker.
Yeah, it was the bit with Bob Uecker where he said that Bob Uecker was on the air, this vanilla, funny, clean.
And he had his finger on the don't talk button. There was like a switch or a don't talk button. And every time in between pitches, he would turn to Artie and just be like, this fucking guy.
I'd gone out here with a couple of hookers
and doing this. And then it's like, there's a fly ball out to left field. And then flips back off and he's saying, yeah. And so anyway, three of us are in a room with a hooker. And it's like, well, and there's a line drive base hit.
It's a great bit. It was so funny. I think Bob Uecker was upset by it. I think he was like, maybe we don't need to talk about what I was doing in the box with you. But of course, Artie Lang was hilarious with it and did a great job with it. And as a result, we all kind of understand that these guys are really good. Randy and I experienced it ourselves when we were doing the Jose Oquendo, try to get him into the Hall of Fame bit, which was a lot of fun we did for ESPN. We went to St. Louis. We talked to the longtime St. Louis sports broadcaster, the voice of the Cardinals.
Mike Shannon. The guy was so good on camera. He came to life, spoke about Jose Oquendo, was really cool. Second we got, they were like, okay, that's great.
Camera dropped down, cameras off. We just started talking about stuff. Every other word was
F this, F that. It was unbelievable. He knew exactly where the line was.
It was almost impressive how much he swore when he was off camera versus when he was on camera. And yet he knew. He was like an older guy. It's not like he's not like a spring chicken. This is a guy who's from another era. But he knew you keep that out of there and you put this over here. It's like a switch you turn on and off in your brain.
You have to know it.
We do it when we guest host Jim Rome's radio show. We know you do not swear, even though we can swear on our podcast, even though we swear in our stand-up comedy. If there's a microphone in front of us, sometimes we can swear. Sometimes we can't swear. It's like this mental switch. You raise your game up and you know not to do it on the air.
You step your game up. Well, we've got a story of a lack of restraint right here.
Guy who got caught with his pants down when he didn't realize his mic was on. Longtime Cincinnati Reds announcer Tom Brenneman.
And he also calls Cincinnati Bengals football and Cleveland Browns football. He's kind of from the region. He's Fox on NFL. He does like the regional stuff there.
Right. I mean, that's a guy who...
he's very well known. His father, Marty Brenneman, was like the most famous Reds announcer back in the days of Jack Buck and the Big Red Machine. Marty Brenneman was the guy. And Marty Brenneman was a cantankerous guy. He
called it like he sees.
He rubbed people the wrong way. People who know him say this guy could be very difficult at times. And Tom Brenneman is supposed to be the nicest guy in the world. That was what was sort of the MO.
But Tom has been suspended indefinitely after making a homophobic comment on the air when he clearly thought he was off the air.
It was the pregame. They hadn't even started yet. And again, I think people are feeling like comfortable. There's no fans in I don't know what it is. He felt like he could just say whatever he wanted.
So it's the Reds versus Royals earlier this week, and he said with derision about some city. We don't know what.
We don't know what city he was talking about.
Could have been Kansas City. I don't think it is.
Could have been New York.
Called it the FAG capital of the world, and then he said the word. He didn't spell it out. And look, we've got friends of ours who would probably be more forgiving of a slip up like this.
Yep.
Guys who say that they know guys who know him and that
he's a nice guy. What I said.
Someone who was doing a documentary on his father, and this guy's in the documentary. So
but I've listened to him say it.
I can't forgive him for this one. I cannot forgive him for this one.
The anger and hatred in his voice when he says the word FAG is like, it's unbelievable to me. It's not a joke. It's not like in the Dire Straits song, Money for Nothing, where you're doing an impression of a guy saying that.
Right. Someone sent around a clip from All in the Family where, the meathead, Rob Reiner, his wife, Sally Struthers, gets him a sort of a leather bag that's like a man purse.
Yeah.
And Archie starts making fun of it and calling him that name. And that was obviously, that wasn't the attitude of the people who wrote the show. That wasn't the attitude of Carol O'Connor. They were making fun of a closed-minded guy who didn't understand the situation.
That's different.
That's different than
the person.
It's about intent. Okay, we talk about this all the time. When we were doing the show when we would go to the Comedy Store and do the roast battle, nothing was off limits. Everyone went for it.
The more creative your rip, the better. If you were just mean, it got nothing. Right. It got nothing. If it was said with honesty and... It
is so clear that the way Tom Brenneman said this was not in a joking way.
Nope.
Not like he was repeating what someone else had said.
And then he just started the broadcast.
Right.
Just did it. And of course, that got out on social media. Everyone found out about it. People got mad. People were like basically emailing in, tweeting in, everything, being like, I can't believe this.
You just put this on the air. So then he had to make what I'm going to call the most awkward apology ever on the air.
Right. He's calling the fifth inning. The Reds are up, and the guy, he basically says he apologizes for it. It's a full-throated apology. But
look, he should get fired for being dumb. Like, you should just always assume that the mic is on and that it's on. Why would you ever talk about
Number one, you should always assume that the mic is on. Number two, you should never use that language at work. He's at work. If you were at the office and you just started saying that in the break room,
Someone's going to be like, hey, get this guy out of here.
Yeah. Why is this guy talking like this?
He's being this woman out of here.
She's being closed-minded. He's being closed-minded. I don't feel comfortable around this language. And by the way,
you're booted because you're homophobic, and you're booted because you're dumb, and you're booted because you put it out there. This isn't just to one other coworker. This is going out on the airwaves to everybody.
Well, I don't think he thought he was on the air.
I know, but he should assume, and this is what I'm saying, when you're on the microphone.
Mic is hot.
Mic is always hot. What about this? I'm sure you've said something maybe that's rubbed an engineer the wrong way.
Yeah.
You don't think they're recording everything you say when you're on the microphone? That's why you don't talk negatively about your employers. That's why you don't talk negatively about anyone when you're on the mic. You cannot do that. It's the dumbest thing you can possibly ever do, because some engineer somewhere is going to clip it off and have it. And
so then came the apology, which was so awkward and weird. In the fifth inning, he's like passing off the game to someone else who's going to call
because he's going to leave.
Because he's leaving. And he's
been asked to leave.
In the middle of his apology. And of course, he's like, I would never mean to hurt anyone. Really? Because the way you said FAG, the way you said it with such hatred in your voice.
Capital of the world. Like because there are gay people in this town, it makes the town worse. That's the intent.
That's the insinuation that the town is terrible because it's an F town. That's
which, by the way, could not be less true.
No.
Like, you look at the gay neighborhood in like most towns, and it's got the best food. It's got the best restaurants, best coffee shops. It's fun. It's like vibrant. There's energy. There's people. It's like,
yeah, we were in Salt Lake City for Pride Week, and we went to an event, a drag show after our show. We had the most fun ever. I'm like, this is the most fun I've ever had out in Salt Lake City. This is it right here. Like, this is the most fun. And this is the entire gay community of Salt Lake City out here. How can you ever say that these people make it worse? No, they actually make the town better. So you're wrong, number one. And number two, you can't say the phrase, I never meant to hurt anyone. Look, we have 3 gay cousins that we are super close with. and one of them is a huge baseball fan. Are you saying that, like, what if he heard that and you completely discounted him, and he's a huge Detroit Tigers fan, which, all right, many people can say that that's not rooting for actual baseball and that's more on the Detroit Tigers, but still,
yes,
he remembers when the Tigers used to be good in the early 80s.
Right. So you've got a guy who's just put that out there, and now in the middle of the game, he's apologizing, saying, I may never put this headset on again. So he knows he screwed up.
Then he says, I'm a man of faith. This is the thing that bothers me to no end. Like the Bible says that homosexuality is wrong.
I don't even know if he's saying that.
I think that's what it is.
I think he's saying I'm a man of faith, so I'm a good guy.
Right.
Like don't, if you want to check my character, I'm a man
I
of
think
faith.
he said it because he's like, look, I believe in the Bible, and the Bible says that homosexuality is wrong, so then I'm just going by what the Bible says.
I think he's
hiding behind it.
I disagree with that. I think he's saying I'm a man of faith, so obviously I believe in loving your brother and all this stuff. He's trying to put it out there like that, but the Bible is not very
supportive of. So anyway, he was, again, not repeating a joke that he had heard. He was just calling it, this is what it is.
This is a statement. This was his words. This was his thought.
Yeah.
He's got to live with that
That's
decision.
right. That's right.
But he's got to deal with the aftermath.
That's right.
And if he's smart, okay, which I don't think he is, but maybe someone in his world is smart, he should come out and, in my opinion, donate a ton of money to LGBTQ causes.
Exactly.
He should meet with leaders in those communities, certainly in the Cincinnati.
Here's what we say he should do.
To me, he needs to own. This is why the full-throated apology hasn't worked, and it hasn't worked for me. I was trying to pinpoint it, and then
why?
It out.
Because I'll accept it if it's a real apology.
So here's why the full-throated apologies we've been talking about on this podcast recently haven't been working for me. I'll tell you why.
Because it seems self-serving.
Right. And it's commitment to the apology without actually fully owning the mistake. So you have to, in the deepest way, spend time owning and sitting in the mistake.
And understanding why you did what you did and how you got to that point and how you can change that behavior.
So if you make this mistake and you're this guy, and then you take time to, in a public way or whatever, meet with the leaders of the gay communities.
I think he should sit down and do a TV special with RuPaul.
Yes.
And RuPaul gets to grill this guy.
And punish him, and then say, in a sense, can you be a better person from this? Like, really, RuPaul should get to decide if this guy has it within him. This could be like, these are the people who can pick out the next drag queen star. We can figure out if this guy has it within him to drive it. If not,
that should be an episode of get RuPaul's Drag Race, and one episode he gets to take someone who made a homophobic slur, and he gets to decide if that guy can move forward,
within him to move forward,
or can be canceled.
Right.
So that's it. That's our pitch.
That's it. Or he should have to watch Bravo for like 2 straight years.
Either or.
Either
it'll change your mind.
Yes.
Or make you more homophobic. I don't know.
I doubt that, but I just feel like there's a way to do it. Full-throated apology works only if you fully own your mistake.
All right, there you go. All right, that's the show, you guys. I'm so glad we started this week back off with you. We love you. Stay connected, stay protected, don't get infected. Wear a mask. This is not a hoax. We got the jokes, and we'll see you tomorrow.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da-da.